Hello, Kyani, and welcome to the Wednesday webinar. My name is Andrew Mangeris, a Chief Product Officer here at Kyani, and I will be your host today on the webinar. Next week, just a quick announcement, we will not have the Wednesday webinar at 6 p.m. because it is the first day of May, and so we will do our kickoff call at 10 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time with our VP, Skylar Stephenson. So join us next week on Wednesday in the morning at 10 a.m. Mountain Daylight Savings Time. And with that, let's go ahead and get started this evening. First, just a couple disclaimers. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. I will be going through some of our products and talking about some of our products, as well as the objective of this presentation is for educational purposes only. So with that, let's go ahead and jump right on in to some of the frequently asked questions that we have. A couple weeks ago, or maybe last month, I think I did another webinar on frequently asked questions. And so what I decided to do today was to go ahead and get some of the additional questions that people have from our customer service. It was a popular webinar and many people wanted to view it and looked at it and had a lot of different questions that were answered. And we felt like doing a second version of this with additional questions would be very helpful for people. So first question that we're going to go into, can children take the Triangle of Health? Frequently people want to know if their kids and teenage or younger than 12 can take the Triangle of Health. And what we recommend is that, first of all, if they have any health conditions, that they do need to talk to their doctor before taking any nutritional supplements. With that said, our nutritional supplements, many people have their kids taking them. I have my own kids take our products. From a dosage standpoint, typical industry standard for nutritional supplements is kids underneath the age of 12 take about half of what an adult does. And those 12 and older take the same dosage as what an adult does. And so you will just have to decide that with your own children in their age. Also, size makes a difference. If a person has a lot more body weight and is a lot bigger, then you can probably take more. So can children take it? Yes, they can take our Triangle of Health products. And just be careful if there are any medical conditions or anything that you consult your healthcare professional before doing that. On our label, you will notice that we do recommend that and that you consult a healthcare professional before putting them on the supplements, but that as a parent will be up to you. But from a safety standpoint, there are no safety concerns by taking our supplements, by taking them as the dosage recommends them, as long as they don't have allergies or issues with any of the ingredients in them. Along with that, a lot of people ask, can somebody that is pregnant or lactating take our Triangle of Health product? Again, if you have any medical issues or anything, you can talk to your primary care healthcare professional before starting it. But many women I know who are pregnant or lactating, and their doctors recommend that they take vitamins and minerals on a daily basis to help keep the body healthy and the fetus healthy. So with that, we also do put a warning on our label as well to make sure that people realize that if they do have any issues or health concerns, to let their doctor know. And many women who are pregnant are going to the doctor on a regular basis, and we just recommend that you tell your doctor that you are taking these nutritional supplements. With that, let's go on to the next one. This one's interesting. So we talked about kids. We talked about if you're pregnant, can you take it? What about my pets? Little old Spot, he wants to, run around, and I want to give it to him. I want to give him our supplements because maybe he's a little old and lethargic. We hear great testimonials all the time of people giving it to their pets. They put it in their water. They put it on their food. They do all kinds of different things. Can I give my pets the Triangle of Health? Absolutely. You can give your pets the Triangle of Health. It's going to help them. I've heard some great success stories and some great health stories coming from the field leaders talking about giving Triangle of Health to their pets. Do they have a taste issue with the nitro. It just seems like they don't seem to have as much of a taste issue as actually humans do. So they seem to take it a lot easier than a lot of times we do. And then, Sunrise being a liquid, you can pour it over some of their dog food that they may have. A lot of people will break open those sunset capsules. A lot of people like to add a little bit of omegas or fat to dog food anyway. And so breaking those open and putting them on their dog food or some other manner into the pet's food that you can figure out, and whatever works best for your pet and whatever they will take. So absolutely, yes, you can give it to your pets. A lot of times people ask, well, does the Triangle of Health have all these different things? And so I made a list here of all the things it does not contain. There are no MSGs, no GMO ingredients, no BPAs. Those are the containers, plastic containers that have been talked about as being toxic, and people try to avoid those. And so many people know that we use a plastic container on our Sunset. That's a plastic bottle there, but it does not contain any BPAs. The Nitro, of course, is a glass bottle, and then there's the Sunrise is in a film pouch. Gluten, there is no gluten in any of the 3 products in the Triangle of Health. There's no caffeine whatsoever in it. Now, I will say that there is a Chinese version of the Sunrise. If you've ever purchased the Chinese version, I know sometimes they've done sales on that. It does have green tea in it, but the amount of caffeine is about less than 1 milligram that you'd be getting, because it's a decaffeinated type of green tea in there. So if you're concerned about that, just be aware that the Chinese version of Sunrise, if that ever happens to come up. No nuts, no soy, and of course no yeast in any of these products. So good information there. Helpful maybe to let people know when somebody asks you when you talk about recommending it to them. Next, are the Triangle of Health products safe? TOH stands for Triangle of Health. Are they safe to take after the expiration date? We test our products after the expiration date to make sure that they are safe to take. We've done testing up to 6 months afterwards to make sure that they still are safe. And they are safe to take, but you do start to lose efficacy. One of the things is over time, a lot of these nutrients start to break down more. So from a safety standpoint, is it going to be growing bacteria? No, but so you can take it from that standpoint. But is the product as effective as it used to be? No, it is not. That's the natural degradation that happens with type of products over time. I believe our Sunrise has 13 plus months on its shelf life. Our Sunset has over 2 years, and I think our Nitro is close to that as well. So anyway, just note that, and you can take it from a safety standpoint. However, it will start to break down more and lose some of the efficacy. Can I take the Triangle of Health with a specific medication? So I may be taking XYZ medication. My doctor's prescribed it. Can I take this? This is something that we cannot discuss or actually say. This is something that you would need to discuss with your doctor. I will tell you that these are natural products that are supplements that come from natural sources. If your doctor hasn't restricted use of a lot of the foods that you might find in the Sunrise or the type of omegas and things like that, then, that's going to be at your discretion. But a lot of times people are like, hey, you know what? Doctor said I can still take my blueberries. I can still take some of the kale, the spinach, some of the other ingredients in there that are beneficial. So can I still take the Sunrise? And that's going to be at your discretion. But if you are taking medication, I would recommend that you talk to your physician, primary care healthcare practitioner to discuss that with him. So can I dilute the products? A lot of times people want to know, can I mix it in something else? You know what? Maybe I have every morning I like to make a shake, and I'd like to know if I can mix my Sunrise in there. Can I put the Nitro in there? Absolutely. Or you can mix it in with other beverages. Some people, because of the strong taste of Nitro, they may want to mix it with something else. I will say this, when you mix it in, it does dilute it. And from a sunrise standpoint, it's not as much of an issue. With the nitro, I typically recommend, if you can, take it straight in your mouth, because when you dilute it, you're not allowing the bacteria in your oral cavity to be able to start to break down those nitrates into nitrites so that they can become nitric oxide. And so if possible, I recommend that you try to take that one straight. But absolutely you can. Matter of fact, one of my breakfast routines is to make a shake in the morning, and I mix in my sunrise with my breakfast shake. And that's kind of a daily habit that I have, and I love doing it that way. It then becomes a kind of a berry shake. So yes, you can go ahead and mix it and enjoy. Maybe you have a better flavor or something you like and you want to mix it with that. So enjoy that. Next is the sunrise pasteurized. And we go through a process that's called flash pasteurization. Flash pasteurization just means it gets up to about 165 to 170 plus degrees for usually less than about 2 minutes in order to kill any bacteria or anything that might be growing in that product. And then the temperature, it's cooled back down. When you do it this quickly, at that high temperature, then you are not degrading a lot of the active ingredients in there. And because you don't cook it for a long period of time, you're able to preserve the color, the taste of those natural ingredients in it. And that's why we do a flash pasteurization. And then that product will be good and have a longer shelf life, and you'll be able to consume it. Along with that, if the product is exposed to being cold, like if it's frozen, if you live maybe up north and during the winter months and the shipment sits on your porch and it freezes, is it okay? Absolutely. You can go ahead and bring it inside and it will thaw and you will be perfectly fine. Just make sure there's no leaks in it. Sometimes when something freezes, especially a water product, it will expand, and you want to make sure that it did not break the seal in there. If it did, we recommend that you not consume it. If it sits in your car and it gets really hot, you live in Arizona and your car gets up to 150 degrees in there in the hot summer sun, then we recommend that it will degrade the product quicker, and we recommend that you either cool it off, keep it in a cool, dry home, or someplace where it does not get exposed to that. So just a couple other side notes on that. What is the disintegration time of the soft gel capsule? Meaning that soft gel that's around the omega liquid in there, those fat soluble nutrients, how long does that take? You'll notice it within 10 minutes. Sometimes maybe even a little quicker. If you take the capsule on an empty stomach, a lot of times people will notice that they might even start to taste the fish taste, and it might burp it up. One of the things that I like to do is I like to take the product before I eat a meal. And by taking it before I eat a meal, I'm less likely to get that fish taste, and it helps. I put food basically on top of it, and it pushes it down, and I take it usually right before dinner. So that's a recommendation that I like to give to people, but it does very quickly break down in your system so that it then can be absorbed in the body. What is that spot that's on the sunset capsule? Sometimes it's kind of more of a lighter color, whitish maybe spot on there. One of the things that we do is we have a clear coating gel, soft gel capsule. We do not use any coloring in that soft gel capsule. And that capsule then you're visibly able to see inside. When those ingredients get to room temperature, some of those ingredients have a different solidifying temperature when it reaches a solid state. And the beta carotene is one of those. So when beta carotene comes to room temperature, it is going to solidify. And so it's going to coagulate right there in the soft gel. And that's exactly what you're seeing in that sunset capsule is the beta carotene. And it's perfectly okay. There's nothing wrong with it. Matter of fact, it's a good demonstration that, look, we're not hiding anything, and you can see everything that's inside that capsule, and there's no unnatural colorants used or artificial colorants used on that capsule itself. Last, this one is about athletes. A lot of people say, hey, listen, I've got a friend who's an athlete, but you know what? He gets tested. He's a college athlete, professional athlete, or even high school athlete, or at some level where he might get tested for sports enhancing type supplements of things that might be illegal for them. Can athletes at this level take the NITRO products, or will they test negative for the sports enhancing supplements? And there's a list of a lot of different ingredients or supplements that these individuals, these athletes, are not allowed to take. If you take NITRO, you will not have any conflict with these. We've had numerous athletes take them, professional athletes, athletes that get tested all the time, even some of the Olympic athletes. So NITRO Extreme and NITRO Effects do not contain any of these ingredients that would allow that. Oops, I think I just popped out of it. Let me see if I can jump back in. There we go. So with that, just want to remind you, next week we will have the Wednesday webinar, but it's going to be the kickoff call. It'll be at 10 a.m. Mountain Daylight Savings Time. And that will be with our Vice President of Sales here in North America, Skylar Stephenson. As well as I'd like to remind everybody about the upcoming Salt Lake Convention, International Convention in Salt Lake City, and that will be May 16th through 18th. On May 16th, we'll have the road rally. We'll also have the Sapphire training, and you can check your emails for the exact schedule. But that afternoon will be the road rally there, and then general session starting on the 17th and 18th. With the recognition gala at the evening on Saturday evening of the 18th. So we look forward to seeing you there. Make sure that you purchase your tickets. The hotels are almost sold out. And so if you want to get one of those hotels that are really close, the price of those I know is going to be going up here, I believe, in the next day or two. So go ahead and get those booked and scheduled as soon as possible, as well as we've talked about this before, but we've got some exciting announcements that we're going to be making about some of the upcoming products. So we look forward to having that and making those announcements. You will have that special opportunity if you are attending the event to be able to have access to these products. So another great reason to be able to attend. Thank you for joining us this evening. You can watch this on YouTube. We have a playlist on the Wednesday webinar. Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. we'll have this posted and you'll be able to watch it again. And we look forward to seeing you guys next week. Until then, my name is Andrew Mangeris, and I live and I love Kyani. Thank you.